Hi YouTube. How you doing today? It's Thursday morning, 7 a.m. We're an hour out before opening. I want to point out just something that's on me, right? I want to point something out that I think needs to be pointed out. Remember where we left off right here? Because it had just bounced up, right? We saw in this, we did want it to go higher, and it just, yeah, well, um, I'm gonna be frank, I don't quite remember what happened at the end of that video, aside from I was so tired I passed out near instantly. I gotta say, I'm probably gonna be doing the same thing again today. Um, do you see this comment section? Do you see this? This was the unreasonable one, and it still hit. And then did we set one down here? I don't think we did. We didn't. That was the last. This was the last take profit we had off of last video's trade, and in the time I went to sleep, like right in this, it's been underneath this take profit the entire time. I know where the imbalances are. I think there ought to be an imbalance right there on the 1 hour or 4 hour, one of the two. This right here is an imbalance, without question. Oh my gosh, fam. Holy crap. We missed out. And this goes back to what I was saying on the previous video. If I'm not mistaken, I said this. If I am, you have a comment section. Comment if I am. The the idea that I had of stopping what I'm doing and experimenting with my algorithm, because right now I'm getting so little engagement, it's actually painful to watch because I'm putting effort into my videos. I'm putting pizzazz. I'm learning this on this channel, right? And it's not for views. This is for me solely. So it's not this that I'm complaining. It's not the lack of viewership on this channel that I'm complaining about. It's the lack of viewership on the other channel. And then combine it with this, where I've put a lot of effort into this, right? And a lot of effort. Listen at me. Don't I sound like a dunderhead? Arrogant, almost. I want to be successful, and I know it's going to come in time. Being the kid that I am, I just want to speed up to the good part. Let's do this because I know what the session opens look like now. Let's leave that black for today. No, we want to mark this first. Let's go and get that going first. Boom. Again, we are an hour out from market open. Good. We'll zoom in. Actually, we'll zoom out because that's a thing. Boom. And let's go back up to the hour. Not that one, this one. I just got through watching the last episode of Reacher, and on Warframe, I did such an amazing job with what I did. I am so happy with myself right now. Like, peak level of yes, in my opinion. I am thoroughly happy with my progress on a lot of things. And the last episode of Reacher, fire, in my opinion. So, Does this look good? Comment section. I did something kind of crazy yesterday, not gonna lie. I not only got us back into the positive, but we also made a little bit of money, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, we made $581 in a single day. That to me is an accomplishment. Let's see if we can do more. Before we get too much further ahead, because we've now marked our highs and lows, I believe, on both. Did we do that on both? Allow me to see. We did not do that on both. Let's go ahead and do that now. Boom. Let's get real close. Let's get this real clear. Boom, boom, down. Does that make sense? Yeah, that makes sense. This is the highest point in the session. Right now, this is the lowest point. Oh, no, I'm wrong. Right there, it's the lowest point because it's between these two, and it's within this session specifically. And I'm not going to count this one. I'm not going to count this one. Why? Because they're on the open and close. Like, they're on the market open, and that's not a valid search down. Do we care about this right now? No. I believe it just changed on this as well. No, it's telling the future. So S&P is still lagging behind the NASDAQ. NASDAQ is telling the future of the S&P. Plain and simple. We just went on a colossal down streak. On the hourly, we are in an uptrend. Let's see what the daily's doing right now, actually, just so we're on the same page. Yeah, we're currently going up on the hourly, so this green candle right here makes sense. And I called it for that move down. There is an imbalance here. So what do I think is going to do? I think liquidity is going to come higher. From this candle, no, maybe next candle, something like that. Tomorrow, Friday, expect price to move higher to clear this imbalance. Again, though, this is I think price is going to move lower. Why? Because this was not made into an inverse for value gap yet. Although we had liquidity move this high, right? The real imbalance starts from here and works its way up to here. And per this high here, it was closed below. So this would be technically an inverse for value gap on the daily, which tells us price is going to continue moving down. Because we're trading within the downtrend, I don't want to look for the up in things. I want to look for a sell position because I know price is going to continue moving down. Let's see what is going on here. Make sure it's doing the exact same thing. It is, for the most part. Again, we have an imbalance here, but that doesn't matter because it was the inverse of this imbalance here, right? As a result, we know price is going to continue moving down. The NASDAQ is, in fact, telling the story for the S&P 500 because we can clearly see this candle is not wanting to close higher. And so this candle is not going to go higher than this. Yeah. Let's go ahead and go down to the 1 hour right quick just to reiterate, re-clarify where exactly we are, where that imbalance is, and yada, yada, yada. Technically, that imbalance is way up here. It's actually this right here, like this open space, right? This would have been the imbalance. Wait, no, this is by the hour. 24 hours in a day. Boom. We had 24 hours in a day. Boom. Imbalance here. This imbalance made this an inverse for value gap. As a result, price took it down. We have boom, higher here. This is a mini retrace within this trend. We expect price to go lower. So what am I looking for when it comes to our market open? I'm looking between these two candles for this key level to get moved past. Once we see price move back up into this area and hit this key level a second time, that's where we're looking for building blocks. And again, this will be the key level that gets hit, right? I see. So I'm going to be smart with this. I'm not going to be dumb because I'm not going to be. That's not how that works. We don't care about the slow. Why? It was moved past. Realistically speaking, I can't tell if this right here is a green candle or not. It is exceedingly hard to tell. Let's actually see what's going on, right? Not that on the MACD, because that would actually clarify for us. That is a green candle. That was a move up for the MACD. Price moved up from that. So with that being the case, we're actually going to take this high over this one. Identify a high point, up, down. Highest point between the two. Boom. This was also the highest point that the market at the time reached, and so as a result, it is a key level in the event price wants to move higher. We are right now looking at price continuing to move down, like I was suggesting it would before. I don't want to make this a key level. I want to put a line here and call that a key level. I don't want to call that a key level because down, up, lowest point between them, boom, and this is within Asian session, right? As a result, we have a fair, we have a large span of key level to work off of. We're looking for a breakout, which would be a hit of a key level, and then for it to continue down. Because we have a mini consolidation within a trend on a higher time frame. So from here, we're going to do this. Boom. And the hourly, do I do that for this one too? I'm going to, just to see if that lines up with the bias, because it already looks like this key level is going to get moved past. So I want to have the benefit of a doubt that this is the true key level of not this session, but this session over here, right? As a result of taking this key level, this would be the price range price would want to move in, and of course retest so we can get the best entry possible for continuation down. I want to change how I do things, and I know it's gonna suck because I've been doing this for 2 weeks now, and I have so my sleep schedule starts at 10-ish. No, I'm wrong. I'm wrong when I say that. It starts at 11-ish on a trade that I have entered and am taking profits on. As you saw on the chart just now, the way I described it, we missed out on some take profits. Ouch. Because that could have potentially been another $1,000 we could have had right there. We could have made a lot more money from that trade. And I am happy with the trade we took because it made us that much money to get us back into the green. I am not happy with it because it wasn't as eventful as I wanted it to be at the time of my trade. I am grateful for the trade I took, and I am disciplined enough to say it was a worth trade. It was a worthwhile trade for the time that I took to take it. Does not mean it sucks any less. So this trade, if we wind up taking it, because we have yet to check news, this trade, ooh, hello. This trade is looking strong. We have a single FOMC folder, and it doesn't impact market until 4:30 p.m. We have 2 red folders: unemployment claims, final GDP. Yeah, you have another final GDP price index, and it's forecasted to go up 2.4%. Previous was 2.4%, but that means nothing's going to change. Yeah. Yeah, we're going to have some fun. I think news looks good. And just so we're closed out before I had a chance to show you. Hang on, I got you. Here. There you go. You can see news as I see it. What in the world? What is going on there? Why is that? Huh? What is that I'm seeing? It's showing that, but over my webcam. That doesn't make sense. In either case, we don't need that. You saw news on this on the left-hand side of your screen. I don't know why I did that. In either case, the trade looks strong. Now we're looking for a key level to get hit, and I am going to be treating this right here as a key level because it is within Asian and London session, and it's where this range is. Boom. I think this would be considered a. Let's get this right. I think this right here is considered a breaker block. No, these three candles, I think, are breaker block that got disrespected. Breaker blocks are what? Sign of continuation. That's solely used on the 5-minute. I'm using this on the hour to forecast what might happen in the future. Because we did just come off of a long down leg, like very big down leg. And I mean, keep going up the past couple of hours, past several hours. Huge leg down. It's been dancing in this for a while. There are levels below this we can take, and there are levels above this, high above this, that we can take. This is where things get a little interesting, to say the least. So we have huge leg down. We have a mini retrace up, and this is one retrace. I am fully expecting this to come up, make a new high. It'll probably hit this, but because we are, without a doubt, in a downtrend, and we see this leg down here, and know that this was to clear this imbalance over here, make it inverted, we know price is going to continue moving lower because it has to clear the rest of this imbalance. So I think price is going to hit here. I think it's going to hit here. I also think it's going to hit right there and right there. And this is where I know I keep evading. I guess evading. No, I said change. I mentioned my sleep schedule, that it starts at 11 p.m. and it doesn't stop until 7 p.m. or 7. Oh my gosh, 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. There we go. That's my sleep, right? And then I wake up from 7 p.m. and stay up till 11 a.m., which is bad because I'm missing out on some killer trades that I would have loved to take. I would have loved to continue to make money on. I would have actually continued to improve. I'd have loved to do that. I'm not a morning person. Whether I stay up all night, whether I wake up real early, I am not a morning person. Drink coffee. Why not just drink coffee? Because coffee is bad for me. I don't do coffee. I really don't do coffee. Coffee is terrible for me. Not good. So, yeah, with that being said, just know that my ideas have been in my head for the past little while, and I just needed someone to say that to, because I want my YouTube career, Orbs Vault, or the gaming orb, to succeed. I want Orb Minus and Orb Plus to succeed as well. I'd like to see both of them go up in subscriber count and viewer count. We are a third of the way to being monetized on YouTube for the gaming orb. We have 379 subscribers, just no one watching. And I completely understand that. I mean, I'm not putting out the best of content. I don't have an editor. I am the editor. All I know is to cut down the video and maybe put a picture or two in there, but it's not good. It doesn't look animated enough. It doesn't pop to the eye. Most of the time there is no music because I'm absolutely terrified of it just getting copywritten and my YouTube video just thrown out. So I really want it to succeed, but I feel like I'm not reaching enough, and as a result, I'm not getting to anywhere I want to be anytime soon. I'm going nowhere and quick. that needs to change for me. And for the future of my YouTube posting stuff and whatnot, I really want that to change. I really, really, really want that to change. And through my endeavor of investing on stocks, I'm hoping to change it with that, right? Because I stream at nights, and that does not have to change. What does have to change in order to make that mode is the time at night I change. At the time of night, I stream video games and then post videos elsewhere and then the like, and you get the point. Um, I'm tempted to start I'm tempted to rework my entire sleep schedule to where I go to sleep at a decent time. That's a decent time is decent time. I have to wake up at the very minimum 6 a.m. to be awake enough to do this trade, because being tired and taking the trade is a whole other business, whole other mess of business compared to being waking up and groggy, because you can fight grogginess. Your body knows it's time to wake up. Being on high alert and then fading into sleep because it is that time of day, that sucks. Just a little bit. It sucks. The last time I had to do this, I believe I didn't post for like 3 days. I could not stream, I could not post because I was legit swapping my entire sleep schedule completely around, and it was at the drop of a dime. It was at the drop of a hat. I just, nope, I'm going to do this. Why? Because it is the best opportunity to record this without getting on anyone's nerves. It's where I'm the quietest, and you can hear me fine in the video without other noise going off, with the exception of birds and machines and dogs and motorcycles and planes, and you get the point. And it also helps me focus on one task versus everything else throughout the day all at once. It's just not fun. So, just know that I am considering changing how I do this. Though the time I record and post the long unedited versions of these kinds of videos are going to remain the same. The smaller, more broke up videos are going to be at my best later. The long videos will be posted the exact same way I post them now. I will stop recording. I will go to YouTube. I will put this video in the upload box and I will watch it go from 0 to 100. I won't even watch it. I'll be asleep as it's downloading, as it's uploading to YouTube. Okay? From there, it's the smaller videos that I'll be editing Tuesdays and Thursdays, because I do not wish to stream Tuesdays and Thursdays. I know that is not enough time for people to really engage in my content, and as a result, I'd like to have that time to edit videos for, or plus, for those of you who do not want to watch hours and hours of this and anything else I might do. And of course, the multitude of hours for the gaming channel, because Orb's Vault streams like 4 to 6 hours a day. Yeah. I want to continue to do the 4 to 6 hours a day thing, but at the same time, I'm tempted to shorten that time to give myself more time to edit videos the way I see fit and actually have good edits in them. Because the only way to really get good at editing anything is to actually edit. Without time to edit, I'm literally going nowhere. I'm spinning my feet and just digging myself a hole. Not fun. With what I'm doing on this channel right now, which is learning day trading, it's to help bring in an income so that way I'm not too stressed or worried about what YouTube has to fail on for me to actually make money off of it. So, with that being the case, I'm thinking strongly about changing my sleep schedule entirely, and it'll be because I have the youth in me and the time to do so. It might just be next week that I do it. It might be next week. comment section. It really might. Today is Thursday. We did a stream Wednesday, which means I can sleep, wake up, edit 3 videos, and I'd have videos aplenty for Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, all of next week. I have enough footage to go through that entire week. So, keep that in mind as time moves forward. You're going to see a change, a shift in when my videos get posted. So it's not all at once. I realize I've been scheduling both the Orb Plus and Gaming Orb content out for that 3 p.m. mark. Like, you get 2 videos from me at 3 p.m. You get another video from me. Like, I assume they drop at the same time because I sit there and upload at like 11:30, 12 in the afternoon. And I don't wake up till about 7 p.m. at the moment. So there's that. And I know it takes about an hour and a half for it to get to 0 to 50. And I do all the editing stuff, like the title, the ESO stuff, like as it's being uploaded. So it's not a problem. And then the long videos, the MP4s from Orbs Vault, get uploaded to Orbs Vault again because they're the streams that I choose to upload, right? Those I know for a fact go up. You have a video on that channel specifically. And then Orb itself will have a video posted today around 3 p.m. So it's on a regular schedule with normal sized videos, not hours and hours long. You get the point. I think I can do better with the chart we have at the moment. I need to digress on what I want to do and what I need to do, and amplify what I need to do, because, yeah, I'm looking at price move. This was a valid, I need to put this down here because this was actually a red line down. Boom, we got that. We got an inverse fair value gap here on the 30-minute. Boom. As a result, price is going to continue lower as I thought it would before. As a result of this right here, we have a fair value gap. Just so we're on the same page. This is a valid fair value gap. Why? Because this. Actually, it might be filling this breaker block here. The failed retrace back up. This fair value gap balanced this out. So, not a need to worry about that. Price is going to continue moving lower per the general trend and current downshift. And we are in a downtrend, just so we're on the same page. This did not close above this high, so we are still in a downtrend. Still the highest point. I'm tempted to move this down here, though, because that is the new lowest point in London session that we've got. We have this here being the remainder high point right here. And I'm counting this among this market because I wanna, Mr. Krabs. If reality speaks, I'm tempted to put it actually right here. Though it would be in line with this, and that's kind of confusing. So broaden our spectrum, get it nice and gold. We have our key levels: soft level, hard level, soft level, hard level. Blah, blah, blah. Depending on which one hits, it gets hit first. I'm tempted to take that as my confluence. Hey, look for buys or sell positions, right? I liked what we did before yesterday with the whole sell. Like when we did the short, right? We took our stop loss, set it above the most recent, like the key level, right? And then watched it fall. That was awesome to watch. Highly recommend you do that because it was amazing when it did so. I was fully convinced it would actually reverse, kind of like what the other trade did to us, but price was in our way and it went below our take profits, and we actually took quite a bit of money off of that trade. I'm very proud of myself for actually doing that and actually getting it good. A mistake I made last video was, first off, not identifying the continuation confluences such as the breaker blocks, the order blocks, or the fair value gaps when they decided to form on the 5-minute before I just straight up jumped to the 1-minute. I was not confident in my identification of these confluences, and as a result, it kind of deterred me from going even further into that trade, because had I have been confident that we'd have been successful at it, we would have potentially stayed in that trade longer. We would have stayed because I would have been hyped for that trade all the way through. I knew what I would be getting, and these confluences would have been rock solid. Nothing about them would have been questioned. My confidence would not have been busted if I had confidence in identifying them in the first place. We're coming in swinging today with a little bit more confidence than we did yesterday. Just a little bit more, not a lot. I understand my discipline and how I should set my take profit to risk ratio. I understand the problem I made last time. I'm not going to be doing that a second time because we don't want to lose too much money. We want to see price hit our take profits this time, and we don't want to stop until we see that price is going to consolidate. Let's go to 30-minute on this and actually get a better view. Get that. If you guys have not seen Reacher yet, I highly recommend you go and do so because it is a fantastic watch. Not meant for kids, so don't you dare click off this video, kids, because I'm trying to teach you how to live a future. Parents in the room, though, feel free to go watch that because it's really, really, really good. I'm not gonna lie. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the violence of it. It was awesome. In the end, the kid might not have got... Well, the kid got what he wanted, but you gotta see it to believe it. Anyway, we're getting back to this because I don't want to spoil that for you. I am looking at confluences. I see an inverse for that gap right here. It was closed below, just barely. As a result, we're going to see price move lower. I'm confident it'll hit this take profit, or not take profit, this key level specifically, the hard key level. That is our defining, yes, we are 100% going to keep going down, right? If this is hit within this and this means price is going to go down. We are looking for a short position. Why? Because we are in a downtrend, and we want to see our price get hit again. We want to see take profits get hit. We want to have a good trade. It is currently 7:44. We are literally 16 minutes away from seeing pre-market open. We're going to pause recording and be right back. In my silent solitude, I'm quickly reminded of him and honestly myself. DJR Trades is who I'm referring to here. The thing he said about he made a lot of money and he was happy. He finally had the one trade that set him on this path. It was amazing. He made so much money off it. He turned, I believe it was $10,000 or $1,000 into $200,000 or $150,000, something like that. He added multiple zeros where beforehand that wasn't a thing. He started somewhere and he finally got his breakthrough trade. And as a result, he's living happy now. However, I'm going to digress. I'm going to fix that mistake I just made there. He didn't just live better from that. He also made a very, very bad mistake. He went and lost all of that money on the very next day. He made two very good trades, and it gave him a lot. The very next day, he lost it all and then some. And it was the psychology he had. It was his mental behind the trade, after the trade, that messed him up. Because after he did that, he went and got a job and had to work to pay off that debt. His parents didn't like him. He has a whole video on it. I'm going to let him, you go to his video, you go to his channel, you listen to him explain it the way he explains it, because it is his personal experience that gave him the necessary discipline to continue to day trade. And as a result, he loves what he does. Because it not only saved his life, but it also helped him out in the end. It's his story to tell. Go to his video for more accurate on that. But I'm quickly reminded in my silent solitude that I have been trading. I have been learning how to trade for the past 4 or 5 years now. I have only just recently decided, after I quit my job and no longer have money coming in, that I'd attempt to do this. Bad decision. from the get-go. That's like, that is awful. That is terrible. Should not be done. Just I'm shooting myself in the foot saying it because I don't want to hear it from me, but it's something that has to be said. Something that has to be brought to light so even I'm on my own page. When I lose what I just made, it's going to suck. Way more than all the little losses. It's going to be catastrophic for me. And it's not going to be on paper trading. Paper trading, I'm convinced, I am thought out, I am disciplined enough to say on paper trading, I could wind up 3 months in the green. And I'm going to call that luck. Per my discipline. Per my ability to see what I'm doing, what I can improve on, and where I'm failing. I think I'm going to wind up green. It's March right now. April, June, start of July. Scary notion there. July. The month to decide all on me, right? I'm convinced I can wind up green for 3 months. 3. And the very first trade I take with my actual hard-earned money is going to be so red that I'm going to have to go and get another job. I'm going to have to stop recording. I'm going to have to stop doing stuff. I'm going to have to go and make that money back. I'm going to have to figure out how to pay off a debt that I accrued through my ability and my honest need to make a living off of day trading. It's going to suck come July. I'm going to be beat down in the heat, tired from trying to pay off a debt from this. Mental preparation. Paying off a debt is easy without distractions. Life can get in the way. 100% it can get in the way. However, if I'm focused entirely on that debt and I only go for the payments I need to go for that debt, it'll be done in no time. I have no doubt in that. However, time now becomes irrelevant because I have that to pay off, and I also need something in my pocket for the next time I attempt to trade. The mental preparedness for when I lose is not there. The mental preparedness for after I lose, the work I'm going to have to do to get that payment back, to get money in my pocket, the necessary amount per TJR to start trading to begin with. That mentality is there. I know what I have to do and need to do when the time comes to put money in my pocket and to continue day trading. Because it's the one thing I know without a doubt in my mind is actually going to help me live a life I want to live. I know it is. With that being said, at the same time, I'm going to double down on it. The psychology for when I lose is not there. It wasn't there 3 years ago when I took my first $100 trade and went negative $50. I paid off that debt with my own paycheck. And I didn't realize the brokerage I used charged interest. I quickly closed that account after I paid off the debt and had it at 0. And it wasn't any of the ones I have now. So I don't know what their rules are if you lose a trade and it winds up negative and now you have to pay them back, right? Not entirely sure how that works with them. I need to get into that so I am prepared knowledgeably. So when I do lose, I still have an option. I still have my, okay, I could take this and use it to fix a problem and then move on from there and continue as I learn how to trade professionally. I'm reminded by that. And it's not as though I have something to work off of. It's more so I'm reminded through my younger years self. And I do mean like when I was in middle school, like I was 10, 11, 12 years old, and life wasn't there. It was survival. We made the most of it when we did, but oh boy, was it survival. Without question, survival was there and needed. Yeah, that was. I never made a big deal of it, but yeah, it was terrifying. And looking at where we are now, where I am now, the place I'm at is okay, but it's on shaky ground. And that ground is slowly crumbling. Slowly. It's something I'm going to have to figure out when it goes down, when that time comes. With this is my attempt at making more ground. Making a new source, if you will. So, yeah. Just wanted to share that bit of information so that way it's not like every video I'm coming on and you guys are watching, like when you first watch this video, you say, "Hi YouTube, look, he's all chipper and happy," and like I'm taking this seriously. I don't cut up nearly as much as TJR, and that's because half the time when I'm recording this kind of video specifically, I am at my late night mode. It is bright, like there are no lights on. You can see my face through the sunlight in through my window, right? I'm taking this junk seriously. I don't joke around about this. It's not something I can joke around with. It's just there. It's primarily because of what I use in this line of work that I feel as though my emotion has been washed completely away. Completely just. If I had a person standing next to me telling me a joke left, right, and center, and my humor can be anywhere between innocent and the blackest of night. Just rancid humor. And I can laugh at any little thing in between, but it's only those special few things that, man, does it just kill me when it's said, and I just want to laugh. But it's those precious few things that I wish I could take lightly, but I can't laugh at because I'm stuck in the middle of it. I think that's part of the problem on my gaming channel, on my gaming everything, on the streaming, on all of it. I don't really know how to hang out with people, and the only people I know how to hang out with are either those who have had problems. And I'm going to stop that there. Those who have gone to jail, and that is speaking on the professional side of things. Like I'm in the middle of work, and the only conscience I have around me are those who had a life before they took it into their own hands to ruin said life, and in the not so nice way. Just not fun. They're out of prison, but does not change the fact that they did what they did. No matter the scale of it, it's just not good. Hello, it's pre-market open. Woo! We're still a candle off. We are not on the hour. We need to get on the hour so we can see when our lovely key levels get hit. We haven't hit either yet. We're still waiting on it, so we're gonna wait patiently. But yeah, my emotion, I feel and know, and I can see it like in the video games I play. The one video game I've been playing for the past 4 weeks and I cannot get off of. 4 weeks, 10 years, and cannot get off of. I am stuck on that game because every little time I hop on, I find something new, and that can be said to almost every game. So why exactly am I choosing that one to stay on? Because it is most like where I am now. It takes 100 different things to get to one point in that game, and the tutorial isn't even over yet. In my eyes, in my opinion, they could continue for the next 30, 40, 50 years, and I'd still play the game because guess what? It's a game worth playing. It's kind of like some of the shows I watch. I don't know if they're ever going to end. The main cast is still there and everything. It's the same good old show, but I don't know if I'm going to be around when it ends. I'd like to be able to see it. I'd like to. Every time I think back on my emotion and what I can do mentally to change the game when it comes to just talking to audience, when it comes to just talking to the people I call friends online, every time I think I have it right, I'm quickly, just as fast, reminded I sound funny to me, but to everyone else, man, does it sound weird. Man, does it sound awkward. Man, is it just out of place. Why did he say it like that? You get the point? It's not very good. And I don't know how to improve on it. If you got any suggestions, I'm open to criticism. Always. I'm being completely serious. Go to the comment section and just type away. I'm used to reading forums to solve problems. I'm used to going out of my way and finding the solution on my own. Type away. I'm interested to hear what you think would need to change, in my opinion, in order for me to have the emotion I once had as a little boy back. Because, man, would he be mad at me right now. He wouldn't understand. He would consistently ask, hey, why? Why are you like that? Don't be like that. Why you gotta be like that? The same little kid would also be the one running around the room. Limitless energy, you can't stop him, and man, when you do, it's like trying to trap a bear in a cage. And that bear is mowing you, like legit just flying at you at Mach speed. You ever see a bear run? Relating it back to, you ever see a bear run? Can be frightening under the wrong context. And I'm constantly thinking about it too, just as I am the success on YouTube, thinking about that too, because I'm tired of walking my day to day going, I could talk to my brother and my sister and my mom and know, hey, this is how they understand my logic, my reasoning, my everything. And man, is it weird when I have a sudden burst of laughter over something so small and innocent and peculiar that they're like, huh, that's funny to him? It's not even on YouTube. It's not just on YouTube, it's legit everywhere. I have lack of emotion. And it's not until I get out of the house and am in public that it's like, oh, so this is how real people talk to each other. that interaction can happen between people and it's not like frowned upon. That's shocking. We're gonna pause recording now. We're gonna wait until market actually does open on the chart so we can see what we're doing. Market done opened. Yay. I'm gonna go ahead and just do this so it's out of the way. Done. Boom. We haven't hit key level in the hour. Not yet, anyway. And it's currently what we're waiting on. If by 10:30 we have not hit either of these key levels, we're not taking a trade today. Them's the rules. I'm not the one who made them, but I am the one who's going to follow them because I'd like to be successful at this. So we're waiting on a key level to get hit between this candle and 10:30 because this is pre-market open and this is our 9:50 mark. We're not allowed to take a trade until after this candle right here is closed on and this candle right here opens up. That's how that is. When we see our key level hit, we'll scale down to the 5-minute. And from there, identify our building blocks in order right up until this candle. And we're going to try and get as close as possible with our entry. We're going to do the same thing we did yesterday. Enter, place our stop loss above our top key level here. So that way we have a margin to go by, right? We have our well hard, what's it called? Key level stop loss set in stone there. From that point, we'll have a bunch of key level set low. We're looking for lows. We're looking for shorts in the matter. We're looking for shorts in the market. So let's go ahead and do this. Down, up, lowest point there. Good. We're looking for down, up, lowest point. Good grief, that is low. Good. More than that, not there. That doesn't work out. This one does, though. Let's go ahead and grab this. Down, up, lowest point. Right about there. Good. We're going to go ahead and grab this. Down, up, lowest point there. Good. That's a little out the way, but that's okay. I don't mind it. We're even going to take this one and this one just to have a little fun. Down, up. Boom. What we're going to do is we are going to take this trade and we are going to accept the first 3 take profits, but what we're going to do is we're going to leave the next 3 because why I'm looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 take profits. These 3 are well spaced. These 3 are not. As a result, we are going to patiently wait. Patiently wait for the first take profit to hit, and that is a far distance down that we are looking at, and I am slightly terrified, just slightly. I'm looking at the NASDAQ reaching lower. I'm looking at the S&P, not so much going lower, but it's getting there. It's right alongside the NASDAQ. NASDAQ is, in fact, telling the future of the S&P. Let's actually see what this is. This is 20064. NASDAQ is on, sorry, not NASDAQ. This one is on 5752. They correlate. Did I change those settings as well? No, I didn't. I didn't bug with these settings, actually. I reset those settings completely, with the exception of the instant order, because I didn't want, yeah. So we were allowed to partially exit on a trade, which, by the way, we have yet to do. We've yet to partially exit, and I do not understand per the method used here, because when I partially exit, it gives me a unit number. If 1 unit goes down in price, if 1 unit goes up in price, I have a problem. That problem is fairly simple, because you can't go lower than a unit. So what's the point in calling it partial close? Catch my drift? If that is what's called partial close, not taking a partial amount out, which means the money you put in, right? What exactly is partial closing? Because it doesn't quite make sense to me. It's just not there. I'd like to watch a video, but we are within trade. We're not within trade time yet. I'm looking at 8:20 real time. I'm looking at 9 a.m. 9 a.m. 8 a.m. chart time. So we are 20 minutes in, I imagine. And this is on the hourly. There is like a third candle being formed in this right now. A second candle in between both of these. Looking for price to continue down on the hour though. We want it to hit a key level on the hour before we go ahead and up and assume, oh yeah, price is going to continue moving down or it's going to continue moving up. Because right now it's just doing consolidation things. We're looking at this. So that's what we're working with. Let's pause recording right quick, and I'm going to go ahead and try and watch a video as to what to do over partial closing. So that way, when we go to partially close, we're not lost this time. We can actually enter partial close and then continue to take profits after we've partially closed. Because guess what? At that point, because there's still money that we have in the market, we should be able to take profits with less of a risk at losing more. Be right back. Okay, so I found out how to partially close and legitimately close. I know what to do and how to do it. Now it's just a matter of figuring out exactly what it is that has him doing this. I know why this wasn't working now, so we have to do not that. Is it units? So okay. So the video I saw said that it is lots are units, and the abbreviation 2.85 is similar to that of 285,000 units, right? And to partially close a position, we would have to sell the desired number of units while the position is active, not pressing close, X out, or through the opposing side. Instead, we'd place a market order, not a limit order, not a third order, if I'm not mistaken, and it would need to be in the opposite direction. So if we're looking for a short and looking to partially close for a take profit, we would need to sell back some of the stuff, some of what we bought, some of the units we bought. So the position is lowered, and as a result, we have a partial close. What I'm failing to recognize and understand at the moment is the same video I saw had this right here as displayed, right? But he also had a second menu out to here that showed a similar setup to this right here, except in the middle it showed the number, not the number of lots, but the spread, right? The range at which price was moving. And it also showed how many lots were in there, right? And he could manipulate it through that, which would ultimately allow him to manipulate his partial entry or his partial exit. I don't know where to find it. I'm looking. I do not know where to find it. It's not metrics. This is on paper trading that we're doing this on. So we haven't hit our key levels yet on either the NASDAQ or the S&P 500, so we are working on that one. I don't think it'd be anywhere in this. I think it's in that. I thought it was one of these. I don't know what to do here to find that because I don't know what that section was called. It looked just like this, except it had a buy a sell, and then in the middle it had a number, and below it looked just like it looked like the closed position thing that pops up in the middle of the screen, except it was in a column, and from that same column you could manipulate it to close partially. You can't hear that sour gold. This. watching TradingView like a hawk because I don't want to miss out. Trying to learn this as fast as I can, but I'm not getting anywhere and fast. The internet's not helping. Come through, internet. Come on now. Yeah, the internet's no help. I saw one useful video, only one useful video. And the result from that video was I have one menu. So, there is an option in TradingView called an order panel. Let's just do a quick search. Enable order panel in trading. All of your trading screen are open. I almost took out the mic. That right there. That is what I've been looking for the past 30 minutes, trying to figure that mess out. I actually almost took out my mic. I'm amazed it's still on its pedestal. I did a good job fastening that thing to my desk. I have the order panel that I've been after now. I understand what to do. This right here, if I'm not mistaken, is the current lot size in this. Is that wrong? Am I wrong in saying that? Leverage is 20 to 1, ticket value. Nope, not that one. This one specifically. Now there is a video. That same video. I need to see that same video again. Because I know basic math. That's not difficult. Not this. This. This is pip size. 0.25 pips. I now know how to see this. So his is a little different. Just a little. Because these right here is the unit size. But there is a slight variation. This whole bar okay. Okay. I am now looking at what I need to see to know what's happening. This makes things 100 times simpler and much more to the point. I can govern how much money I'm willing to put down on a trade. This is my account size. This is what I'm risking. This is the money I'm putting into the market. This, oh, it spells out so much, like let water flow like wine at the moment, because I have just discovered something that makes my day 1,000 times easier. So, I can close that because I don't care about that. I'm looking at this specifically and this secondly. So, beforehand, I was legitimately using these two buttons up here, and you can see it in my previous videos. I go up here because they're the only buy and sell options I have. Now, I have these two I can use. You see where I'm going with this comment section? You see what's going on now? So, when I take a sell order, right, I am essentially saying I want to enter here, put my take profit low, put my stop loss high. The amount I want to exit is a fraction of the 1. We can't go lower than 1. That's the base unit. So, I believe we can't exit that way either because that's less than a single unit. I believe we'd have to purchase more than 1 unit, if I'm not mistaken. Here's advancement question, right? Because I'm looking at what price is doing. We haven't hit key level yet, so I'm not too concerned with the market. Looking at this specifically, right? Because I want to partially close. I want to protect the money I made. I want to be able to keep going and have my stop loss at break even. So if it does come up to that point, we're not losing any money. We're not. That's the goal of this, right? With that being said, I know per trading view on paper trading, we cannot go less than 1 unit. So, looking at this, can't use that. We like this. Let's look at what limit says. I'm not doing anything on limit. I didn't place anything. I just clicked limit. So, I think it spells it out. This right here is to enter. We can use these two to enter. Or multiple of the instruments quantity step. In this case, it is 1. So a multiple of 1. We're allowed to enter and exit in partial stuff. This is something I'm learning now. I'm going to take this off because I don't need it. I'm not concerned with it. But I am learning. I am learning. As much as I am excited to see this panel now I'm actually learning something I've been needing to learn for a minute. Let's just do that. Let's continue watching the video that's in place. Actually, no. I would need the other one. Mm-hmm. So they have changed it seems. I want to continue watching though. Okay. So he did it on limit first. No, he didn't do it on limit. He did it on market, but it didn't make sense. So he did this right here, right? He clicked this, click this. You can swap between the two. Woo. If I want to put a stop loss or take profit, these two are optional to click. That's cool. Has to be. Why is he able to enter it to 1,000th on the units, but I have to stick to a multiple of 1? Is it TradingView that did that? Or is it something else? So while on market, It's an indicator. There are a lot of lot size stuff. Seems everyone likes this more. So one standard lot is 100,000 units. However, I'm wanting to see the lot size for the specific pair that I have, so I know when I go to try and trade, it's as simple as just seeing it. So this is the abbreviation. Right now, active is 1.92K. So 192. So right now, just skip to 200,000 lots. Or sorry, because it's counting in units. Oh, wow. That's an inverse. I know this says 216,000 going up. Units, that would be the conversion it's under now, is 2.28 units. Point value 50. Looks like our first key level is going to get hit here in a second. Let's go ahead and minimize this. Let's go ahead and drag this up because I'd like to see this on both. We're on market. Looking for a sell position on both at the moment, so we're going to do that. Boom. I'd like to go ahead and say, looks like the S&P is telling the future of the NASDAQ, so we're going to be taking our trade off the NASDAQ. Price ranges are similar. I'm looking at NASDAQ actually lagging behind the S&P. We're going to go ahead and select our stop loss on both just in case. I'd like to go ahead and set this price to 5772.75. We're taking on the NASDAQ specifically, so we're going to take it here. We're going to go 148.75. Good. That number is not going to change. We're not going to change that either. We're going to let that sit there. Yeah, these are going to change regardless. So this is additive. It brings 1, 5, 2500, 500, 1000. Reset. Clear to 0. We like seeing 1 because that's the number we want. However, there is a problem. The problem is said and done when we go to enter trade, right, and we can't partially exit. Limits and stops are not how we do that. Yeah. Price wants to continue going down on the S&P, and I'm convinced it is going down based off of previous context. NASDAQ is 100% lagging behind the S&P 500 at the moment, so we are 100% going to be taking a trade off the NASDAQ. With that being said, I'm trying to figure out... Okay. So there are differences. I'm slowly beginning to see 1 unit is 1.54. So if I want to make this in 0.25, specify amount is less than the instrument minimum of 1. What do you mean? It's 0.0. So we're well within that. Every time we go up on percentage, though, it increases in lot size. It increases the number. Nope, 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 nope. Close position. That's not what we wanted to do. That was a whoops on my part. That's gonna get ignored. We are within our time to trade, by the way. I just realized that. This says down. That says up. We're going to patiently wait for that to either hit this or hit this. If it hits this, I'm convinced it's going to continue moving down, at which point we're going to be looking for a sell entry. Yeah. We have until 10:30. If 10:30 decides it's... Oh. That's what it meant. Useful. That is a sidetrack I wish I hadn't have found, because that to me seems very useful, but I want to learn more about this. I want to completely understand the partial exit on paper trading so I can use that to my advantage. Protect my position and move on with my day. The problem is he uses this right here, right? And it's labeled as quantity. So he can put in a decimal amount and it would take from the number of units he would invest in, right? I like this right here because this actually simplifies where I can put my stop loss and my take profit. I could just zoom out, find the number, type it in, take profit, and then enter from that. Be taking it on the NASDAQ, but I have yet to set it up on the NASDAQ. Damn it. Cannot believe it just occurred. I'm gonna do this. Make it simple on ourselves. That's the closest low we've got right there. I'm not seeing a low in that. I mean, that right there could be a low. Let's go ahead and use that to our advantage. Good. That's not low enough. That one is. Good. Boom. Boom. This is gonna look funky and kind of stupid because I'm not wanting to lose this trade, but at the same time I'm looking at this is on the hourly. This is the hourly. I shouldn't be marking these out actually. Because we could set our take profit after we've set the trade, if I'm not mistaken. We can do that. We could just set the take profit and let it run. This is on the hourly. So if price is going to barrel on down past this low here specifically, this is the next likely spot for it to hit. There is no low, like there is an imbalance between here and here that has not been reversed. And from that, it's as simple as saying, yes, price is going to continue moving down here, into here, maybe into that. It could dance around in this. We do have one FOMC, but uh, this was a huge leg up. I imagine there are plenty of lows within this. Like, let's go look at the 5-minute and just... Yeah, there are lows in that. There are lows... That's actually higher than that. There are lows in this, though, we can take profit from. And that is reasonable compared to what it was before. That's a take profit. This is take profit. This is take profit. I imagine we can get rid of this. This was on the session low. And this was our defining factor that price, yes, is going to continue moving much, 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 much lower. So again, we're going to wait on the hour until we get confirmation. It is just turned 9:30 a.m. real time. It is delayed a lot. 10-minute delay? No, 30-minute delay because I'm looking at this right here and on the 30-minute. Yeah, that's delayed. That's very delayed. So, yeah. Um, hmm. Hmm. Thinking of a lot. So yeah, the setting's different. This right here is different, right? Same panel, same everything. It's just this right here that is completely different. Instead of it being percent risk, or it was margin USD risk, right? It was actually this right here that he did. I imagine this is the quantity he was after, if I'm not mistaken, right? Because it's in that. I think we can do this. Let's experiment with this number specifically for right now, okay? That's what we're going to do. We're going to experiment with this number. What I want to do is I want to keep this on margin USD. I do not want that to change at all because that is what we're at. That's what we're doing, right? My goal is when I want to change the position of this right here, because we're in a short, right? So in order to close position, we would need to buy into the market, right? When we buy into the market, it'll close that position, right? And to continue to close that position, we'll need to buy more and more as the price gets lower and lower. So we have our profit back in with us. Once we have bought up as much as we want, we can go ahead and close the position and have our take profit, our realized profit, thrown into our equity. And from there, we can assume a happy trade had just occurred. Thing is, it has to be by a quarter. So 25, 0.75, 0.5, and 0. That is how we are working this out. Just so we're on the same page. Right now, we're going to execute the strategy the way we see it on the chart. We did hit key level on this. We're going to go down to the 5 minute. From the 5 minute on this, we're looking for a break of structure. We're looking for a fair value gap. We're looking for specifically our confirmation that price is going to continue moving in that direction. We have liquidity sweep. From here, we have fair value gap, which was closed below. We have an inverse for value gap as a result of this candle right here. Inverse for value gap on the 5 minute. We can move down to 5 minute continuation confluence, which is base for value gap, breaker block, order block, or equilibrium. Noting that we have not entered our time to trade per the market yet. We just hit the key level and we are 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 minutes out from specifically when the candle's supposed to close over here. So with that being the case, we are looking for that fair value gap, which was actually inverse. This is our inverse fair value gap, so we cannot count this as a continuation confluence. We're waiting for a much larger fair value gap below this low here. Once that fair value gap has been hit, we're going to wait for a break of structure, which means it'll close above that fair value gap or make it an inverse fair value gap. Same thing, right? Where we're looking for either that break of structure that says, hey, we're going to move higher. It'll be a higher low, right, off of a down, or an inverse fair value gap, which means it closes above that, in which case we'll go ahead and enter in on a short position, watch price barrel on back down, put our stop loss, call it a day. We're going to implement how to partially trade in this video specifically on the NASDAQ. We just hit it there as well. Let's go ahead and zoom into our 5 minute here. Boom, boom, boom. Yay, we have the same thing for value gap here that was inverted. As a result, we're now waiting on price to continue down, create a fair value gap. From that, we're looking for that break of structure back to the upside so we can go ahead and press our sell. If we don't get that break of structure, we'll be looking for an inverse fair value gap where it'll close above this fair value gap right here. Not this one specifically, but the next one that it makes. We'll be waiting for it to close above it. And we are also going to be waiting, because of the FOMC folder that is on news, for our time to trade. We're going to wait patiently for this right here to get closed on and the next candle to open. Fingers crossed it comes up and creates that inverse fair value gap within the first few minutes of our open to trade. And at that time, we can go ahead and press sell and watch price barrel on back down. We will have our stop loss set above this high, which means we'll go, I like setting it 2 bars above. That's just me. I'm going to set it 2 bars above because that is a decent space to have above that high right there. Oh no, I didn't mean to do that. Go back. But yeah, that's what our current strategy is. We're working on that now. The stop loss, or actually the take profit and the stop loss, both have been set. Well, they're going to be set when we enter trade. We're going to press sell, then we're going to enter this. And then once this is done and out the way, we'll have our margin here that we can control. We'll, yeah, this will stop in its place if I'm not mistaken. When the order is placed, this will represent what we bought. At which point we can close the position via this number here because it will have increased, right? The lot size will not be 1 because it will be much, much more off of the sell. So that's what we're waiting on. Strategy. I think this will work. If I manipulate this to change the amount that we have in the position, I think that'll work. We just got to track it consistently throughout, and look at that. We might actually get our fair value gap off this close here. Large candle down. That's what we're looking for. Just waiting for it to go through. I'll go ahead and take this off now because I no longer need it. I am confident in my information and how to use it. It's going to be what happens when I enter a different number here that's going to determine whether or not the information I received was right or wrong. Because, again, this whole section right here is not labeled units and margin USD. It's instead labeled quantity with a single bar that looks like this bar right here with a number and a calculator. Just like this, where you can literally click this in, and the way he has it set up, it adds 0.001 when he presses this. I don't know why that is the case, but it is. I don't get it. I really don't. We can't go lower than 100 on this right now because price is where it is. But when we sell at this specific price, we can go, is it higher? It's reverse math because we're selling at 20020, right? We'll round that up to 20100, right? And then from there, we'll just sell or buy back the same amount we put in. So at least that position specifically is protected, and we're working off of the profit gain from it, right? I'd like to be able to close half the position, have 10,000 left in it, and then that. If that makes sense. There's a video on TJR Trades channel that I need to rewatch because something is a bit wonky, to say the least. Very, very wonky. I'd like to know exactly and remember exactly what he said because it was in his own video that he did it. Painful. Pinched nerve in the toe. Didn't feel very nice. We'll be right back. Okay, so we had our fair value gap right here. Boom, we're waiting for that break of structure, which means it needs to close above this, right? Make a new high. We are not within our time to trade yet. I want to take a trade after this. So what I think is going to happen is price is going to go down just a little bit more, right? It's going to come up maybe like right on this candle, maybe like right here somewhere. Don't know. It'll come within this range. It'll make an inverse fair value gap, and then it'll continue barreling on down. It is 4 minutes till 9:50. I'm tempted to say he was like, he said to trade on this candle here, right? But I'm looking at my actual timer. It's 9:50 a.m. and it's the time to look for a trade. And per the building blocks, we are there. We're almost at that point, right? So interesting to say the least. I love how I almost nailed the imbalance there. Like what that price was going to do between this the bottom wick of that candle to this whole like section without even having to like call out what that fair value gap looked like. That right there, like it just matches up perfectly almost. It literally matches up perfectly. What am I mean? What's my meaning behind that? Like it matched it. I called that fair value gap. Did I? I don't know. I know whatever I did was right because it pretty much highlighted exactly what it was going to do per the liquidity. So we hit technically one of the take profits we could have had. On the 5, this is the 1 minute we're on right now. This is 1 minute. We still have a fair value gap there. I'm looking for it to continue. I want to see more fair value gaps. I want to wait for this to hit. Once this occurs, seeing as we already have this right here, wait for price to come back up, hit that again, continue back down because I know price is going to rebound. It's going to come back up, hit this, test this level again. Once it does, that'll be our inverse fair value gap on the 1 minute. We can push back down. We can press sell and watch it fall. Do you think it'll work if I manipulate this mid-trade, chat? What do you think? I think it will. Quite curious to know what your thoughts are on it. Your thoughts are. Mm-hmm. You ever had a thought and fart at the same time? Glad to know I'm talking to myself in these videos. prime time to look for a trade for the phone. I know I'm gonna make a mistake if I say let's just go ahead and sell here. That's gonna be a mistake. Why? Because price is gonna come right back up into liquidity, and we're gonna miss price at a premium. We have literally, we have between here and here for price to come into a premium. Retest this level again, continue back down. Has news changed since this has been a thing? Let's go ahead and just see that. 4:30 FOMC. We are currently at 8:30. All of those folders are gone, including the red ones. We have at 10 a.m. pending home sales, and then 10:30 natural gas storage. After which euro goes into effect, and then 4:30 p.m. FOMC folder takes place. So right now, price is actually pretty cool. I think makes sense to me. This is on the 1 minute. I need to be looking at this right here. This is the same for right there. Oh, this is the price range right here. This is the market highs and lows. We're just before this. We're like 10 minutes out per the candles, right? Now we're looking at that take place. We're looking at this take place. Again, we want price to move to where we can actually get a hold of premium so we can sell it and then watch it drop. Could I say we've missed out? Yeah. Yeah, I think we missed out, potentially. And that's okay. That's okay. I learned something new today. I'm more than happy with letting that be what I learned today and calling it there. And I am 100% going to be using this, like, often. You'll see me use this more often than these from now on. Because if this works out the way I want it to, ooh, buddy, am I going to be happy with the trades I make? Definitely going to be happy. I didn't realize it, but that gives me an idea. I have all of midday to do that. And I have all of the night to do that. I'd record a video. I'd record two videos. One in the morning, one in the afternoon. One as I come inside from the afternoon. You get 3 videos Tuesday. You get 3 videos Thursday. I have to edit down each and every one of those videos. And I haven't edited one of those in forever. but I'm very good at editing those videos. Like, I'm confident that if I got back in the game for those, I feel like my editing was like top dog when I was posting on Orb Minus. It was there. I was doing very well on it. And I'd like to get back to posting on Orb Minus very soon. I really want to go and just have my fun. I really, really want to. Really, really want to. We're still on the 5 minute. I'm looking at for an inverse for value gap on the 5 minute before I continue on down to the uh 1 minute. Because I'm confident price is going to come back up and retest this right here. If assuming this right here is an order block, we have a liquidity sweep on this right here, which has a huge distance. It looks like it was a liquidity sweep, which means price is going to come up to that, test the price action there. Looks like I was right. You gonna go higher? We are now in our time to look for a trade. What am I looking for specifically? I'm looking for it to come all the way up to here in that premium area. Once it is there, I want to press sell. I'm going to place my stop loss just above this right here. I think that's a safe bet. Might actually put it up there because of this mini fair value gap right here. Put it up here so that way if it does want to travel up there, that's okay. We still have room to wiggle in right there. If we were to treat this as a fair value, like I want to see this candle close up first. I want to see this fair value gap form from there. I want to go down to the 1 minute, find that break of structure back to the downside, and we'll just press sell and watch it fall. If we can get it up here though, that would be perfect because we can press sell and then it'd be even more so at a premium because we're looking at a high price to sell and then a low price to buy. We're just waiting for it to happen. According to our strategy, we saw that price got hit, and so we'd be looking for on the 5 minute an inverse fair value gap. Boom. At that point, we're waiting for confirmation. Breaker block, order block, equilibrium, right? We got our inverse fair value gap right here. Assuming this candle closes above this. If it does, yay. We're not going to be looking for a fair value gap. At that point, we'll be looking for what's called a breaker block or an order block or an equilibrium, right? Those are signs of continuation that price is going to continue moving down. And I do believe this right here was our order block on the 4 hour. So from there, I'm expecting price to come back up into this area of premium and then barrel on back down. This is just a retrace to clear the imbalance. It'll push just high enough to sweep this liquidity and then push lower. Once we have confirmed closure of this right here for the inverse value gap on the 5 minute, we'll be looking on the 5 minutes still for that order block or break block. We're just waiting for that to close. Technically, we got an inverse fair value gap on this candle right here because it closed above this fair value gap specifically. So we're looking for that right now. Let's go ahead and see what this is doing. We did not get a fair value gap on this though, which means price is going to continue higher just a little bit to line up. We have a bit of SMT divergence as well. Though these candles line up, there is a difference between them, between this candle here, because yeah, there's a difference. I hope the music isn't getting picked up by the mic. It's very quiet, but at the same time. There we go. Test of price right there. Boom. We have inverse fair value gap. We're looking for, again, that fair value gap on the 5 minute. We're also looking for a breaker block, order block, or an equilibrium. I think our best bet is to look for that order block, which is more likely going to be this leg up specifically. Leg up that causes a liquidity sweep, barrels back down, which means this will need to reach up above Identify high. Do right there, right? We'll identify that high. I believe we found our order block there. Either that or this candle is actually going to go a little bit higher to sweep this, which is completely fine, completely legitimate. What we're looking for as soon as it's swept, we're looking for that candle back down. That's going to lead us into a downtrend. There we go, into that. I wouldn't be surprised if it tests this level right up here. We technically, at the moment, because there was no because there was no fair value gap in this, this is not considered a fair value gap. So technically, we have a fair value gap right here on the 5 minute, at which point we can actually go ahead and move on down to the 1 minute. We're waiting for an inverse fair value gap or a break of structure, which means we need to see one large candle move back down, right? We'll invert this, close, we'll press sell, watch it drop further. And we did, in fact, sweep that liquidity completely. Now we're waiting for price to barrel on back down. I think I'm confident enough in this trade because we identified all the continuation confluences as we saw fit. Price is right now in a premium. I'm going to press sell. I'm going to put my stop loss. It actually set my stop loss. Let's go ahead and set our take profit way to flip down here because, yeah, modify, good. From there, let's go ahead and actually drop it. It's right there because I think it's actually going to fall that far. Boom. We have our stop loss set. We have our take profit set. I'm not going to initiate this just yet until we have taken this take profit specifically. Now we wait to see what happens if our trade idea is correct. I'm confident in what I just did. I am very confident. Actually, because we did this the way we did it. Yeah, this take profit can go just above that right there because that is the bounce I think is going to hit. We have a, what is this? Looks like a 1 to 4 to me. See what the GAN box says. Not the GAN box. What am I doing? Here. Boom. This way, from here, all the way down there. We have a 1 to 3.1, 1 to 3.31 risk to reward. I think that number is okay. We have the potential of making $6,000. We have the potential of losing $2,000. I think that's an okay trade at a $100,000 investment. I'm beginning to understand the potential of investing an amount and managing to get a subsequent amount from it. The more you risk, the more you get in return. I'm learning it slowly. It's okay for it to dance in premium. I see a breaker block, which shows a lack of sell orders in the market, which means market makers have the ability to use the high, sweep it even further, and then drop lower. We have our stop loss set just above our imbalance off to the left-hand side. I'm fully expecting that to get cleared and for us to move right back down. We had a single FOMC folder today, unlike the other two, so I imagine things are not going to go as planned for us, and that is, in my opinion, completely okay. Am I tired? Yes. Am I as tired as I was yesterday when I took the trade? No. I'm actually more awake now than I was yesterday, to be honest. I had a decent sleep, had a decent breakfast. Now I'm good. I am going to expect myself to start fading around 11 a.m. That's just me. I'm expecting it. So I was wrong, it seems. This number right here is changing constantly, and I imagine that just lines up with this, which makes my thought a little wrong on what this right here specifically we can use this for. So I think we're going to forgo doing the partial close. We're just going to take the trade as it is. We're going to use the same logic we did last time, move our stop loss, and then from there finick with where we entered, right? Yeah. It's unfortunate. Well, I don't really know how to do that. I'm going to have to figure that out. Today is Thursday. I have plenty of time to really get into figuring that out. So I'm going to take advantage of that time. I'm going to learn that as I'm editing videos. I get good at it. And yeah, that's going to be a thing. Hope you guys are enjoying any of the videos I post. If you are, be sure to drop a like, comment below what you think I could do to improve, and of course, drop that subscribe button because I've been noticing on my gaming channels, you guys are just watching, you're not subscribing. If you find a video you like and you want more, subscribe. It tells me you want more, tells you when I post, and it lets everyone on YouTube know that, hey, this guy might actually be good. I'd greatly appreciate it if you click that subscribe button. It goes a long ways. The algorithm on YouTube can be fickle. It can be. And without those likes and subscribes, no one's going to see me. And I'd like to be able to have a career on YouTube. I would very much like to. So yeah, don't be shy. Hit that subscribe button. It'll only tell me if you subscribe. It'll only tell others, hey, he got another. So yeah, hit that subscribe button already. What are you waiting for? It's just dancing in premium. So we sold prematurely, but that's okay. Price was at its highest earlier. So we got the best for our sell. for the MACD. It looks as though we were in the right with our entry because the two are about to cross. The blue is about to cross the orange line, which is good. I'm sure they have names. I don't know the names. I'm just going off the MACD and the two pretty colored looking lines. Whew. I'd like to go in the kitchen and make some food, but I'm kind of terrified that we might get stopped out. You know what? I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pause this, right? I'm going to come back after I've had my food. I'm not going to take long either because it'll be me making and coming back in here and excited to see what's happening. I will be right back. Hi. Hmm. Cat's going crazy outside. Wow. These are good. You know, I'd try some tortilla with some peanut butter. They're pretty good when you got a little bit of honey, just a little bit. They're really, really good though. Sorry. They taste good. Pretty sure my stomach's gonna be fighting me later, but that's okay. Tastes good right now, and it's actually filling. You forget how tall some of your trees are outside, so you have to look up and actually see where the top is. You'd be surprised how tall some of your trees are from when you looked at them yesterday. They're pretty fast, especially when they're new ones. Looks like we're about to have some fun in the heat. We got a tree with a bunch of white poking out the tips of the sticks. That's going to be an interesting looking tree, to say the very least. Ouch. That's what this is lacking. Spam. I get some spam, cook it. Mm, that tastes great with this. Be way less healthy, but I get some salt and protein added to it. And that's pretty good, I think. That was a good dinner. I'm gonna go get some water, wash it all down. Bye. I am back. The water was good. It was worth having. What exactly is going on? We do have price moving down on the S&P. This is for the 5 minute. Does it look about the same for everything else? Yeah. Yeah, that looks about the same. Maybe a little bit of S&T divergence from this candle down. As I was saying, we're going down. Telling the future of S&P probably. That's good though. Means our stuff is actually like soundproof, or well, soundproof. Our idea has got some merit to it. There's a potential that price could continue moving down, and that is what our hope is. That we see this barrel on down. When we cross this line a second time, I imagine it's going to go much further, at which point we'll go ahead and move our take profit to break even. And then at that point, we'll just wait for it to dance around in this, and then we'll have our other take profit down here and ready to go. As price continues to move down, we'll go ahead and move around our main position and then our take profit as well. So that way we still have our setup good to go. We can just keep taking profit as it goes down. Be right back. Remember what I was saying earlier about losing big? I think our trade idea. Oh, I think we were stopped out. Were we stopped out? I didn't even see it that time either. Daggum. Dang. I guess we were stopped out. Huh. So our trade idea was wrong. What exactly did we get wrong? I guess the overall gist of the trend. Our idea was right per these building blocks over here. We identified all of this perfectly. We watched it form. We were ready to go on this. The idea was that when it reached this point again, we just wait for it to go into premium and then press sell. It did go into premium. We entered according to this on this candle. I distinctly remember seeing this candle form. From here, we watched it dance around, go down, go up, go down, and watched it go higher. We had our stop loss like up here, which makes no sense to me because we should have been able to see exactly where we would have stopped out at. We didn't take the trade on the S&P. We took it on NASDAQ. We can see our history here. NASDAQ. Right here. On this. We sold for a short. Did we hit stop loss? $19,789. So let's see exactly where we wound up. That don't make sense because this is all 20 and our stop loss was way up here. Huh? Yeah, this doesn't make sense to me. Yeah, this was the... I think this right here was the mistake. These three were. These three right here weren't, though. These were the most recent ones. We took our trade at 10.06. We set a stop loss and a take profit. Take profit was set there, but was canceled. Why was it canceled? I want to take a look at the footage from this. We'll have a video up Friday morning as well, because I was confident in that trade. Like we would not have been stopped out yet. We're still like, well, we're in premium, but we're not like where I had set the stop loss. So something's a bit fishy with this, just a bit. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna end video now because I'm not seeing my position anymore. It says it's been canceled. I'm not seeing any unrealized profit and loss, so I think we were stopped out. I think. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, drop a like. I don't understand what exactly happened right there. I'll review it here in a second. When I do, I'll have the information readily available Friday as soon as we start the video. You'll hear it as soon as I say it. Just keep things simple. I'd like to go to sleep. Today was unfortunate, to say the least, because we just lost all of what we made. Talk about calling what I was expecting to happen. The psychology is here to come to bear. I understand this is a huge amount of money to lose. I understand there is a lot more to be gained from my previous mistakes. And I think I know exactly from which mistake I can learn from. don't assume just because this is hit a second time or a third time that price is going to continue in your direction. Cut your losses when you see it crossed a second time after your trade. And I'm tempted. I want to see a video. I want to see one of TJR's videos on the time specific, right? Because I remember him saying something about 9:50 on this right here, right? To time to trade 9:50 to 10:30 a.m. right for New York session specifically. I want to see specifically if he says we can only ever trade after 9:50, because I know that if we had taken the trade when we spotted it over here, or even like in this move, we saw this leg up, sweep liquidity on that imbalance for the breaker block, and it just barrel on down. I know if we had taken this trade, we'd have made all of this money. And this is the difference between, that's 20,054 all the way down to 19,934 on a 20. So that would have been roughly the same amount we lost off of from here to there. This gap would have made us that much more had we have taken it before the 950 mark. So, with that being said, let me get back to you guys on what happened here and exactly what we just learned from my understanding of what this market is doing at the moment. So, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.